What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television, and today we're going to be getting into Wakanda Forever. But before I do, I hope that today is the day I earn that subscription. You hit that red subscribe bar down below. You tell me what your favorite part of Wakanda Forever is. Do you feel like they should have recasted Chadwick? Do you think that this was the right way to go about it? Let me know because the more you interact with us here at Tully Television, I know how to talk, you know how to talk. The more we can get into the recommended on YouTube's page and all that beautiful stuff, and we can grow. So let's get into it. Wakanda Forever. We have. I'm gonna just run through a lot the people that the cast. Latita Wright as Suri, Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda, Danielle Guerrera as Okeo, Lupita Inago as Nakia, Tina Karata as Namor, Michelle Cole as Anika, Winston Duke as Mbaku, Mabel Cadena as Nomorita, Dominic Thorne as Riri slash Ironheart. Julia Louise Dreyfus has a little part in here as well. Martin Freeman as Everett Ross. Directed by Ryan Coogler. Currently sitting at 330 million intake at the time of this recording. Um, I also want to mention that I've been having issues with my video camera lately. So I've been recording off my phone, in case you've been wondering, between the quality and everything. Also, Tim, our editor, has been a little busy on his end with these recent events that he's having to deal with, so I haven't really been able to get any videos out to him because of my technical difficulties in his time frame. So I've just been uploading currently, but we did recently do a Zoom video on wasted potential characters in movies, so go check that out, guys. But Wakanda Forever basically, um, Riri Williams creates machine to be able to detect any type of metal, that it's searching for. She had built it for metallurgy class. The professor of that class sold it, and basically they sold it to uh, for governments and other organizations to look for vibranium. We pick up basically with Queen Ramonda, who, by the way, was beautifully portrayed by Angela Bassett. She brought such a strong performance to this movie, as they all did. But I feel like if anyone from the MCU movies were to be nominated for an Oscar, it should be this actress. Her performance was heartbreaking at times, it was menacing at times, and very regal at times, and I enjoyed her performance in this movie. She basically, it starts off with the ship being attacked because they're looking for vibranium. We see a group attack them and basically killing everyone there, but everyone thinks it's the Wakandans, and it's really not. It's I'm gonna call them the Atlanteans, um, in this video because that's kind of how more I recognize them from the comic books. But the governments are trying to close in on Wakanda since T'Challa's death of a mysterious disease. That's how this movie starts. with Suri failing to find the cure for T'Challa, and she carries that guilt throughout the movie. The Queen is now in charge, and they are trying to bully her into sharing vibranium. That's why these different techniques to try to find vibranium are occurring. Um, the people who attacked the ship, the Atlanteans, Namor, the leader of this civilization, approaches Suri and Wakanda to team up because basically he blames T'Challa and Wakanda for exposing the world to vibranium, thus exposing him and his people to be, noticed or found out down the road because they have vibranium or a version of vibranium. Um, he wants the Wakandans as a way to prove themselves as allies to bring the scientists who made this machine forth to him so he can uh, kill the scientists. The reason why killing the scientist is so important is that even though the machine was made, it can't be reverse engineered because of how she made it, and the blueprints weren't sold, so no one knows how to make this machine except for Riri Williams. When Suri and Okeo go look for her to try to protect her, um, they also have to contend with the U.S. government at that time to try to extract her out of there and back to Wakanda. In the process of that, Suri was kidnapped by Namor and the Atlanteans, and Okeo was relieved of her duty by the Queen, who that scene in which she relieves her general of the army of her duties, you can feel her pain. When she says, "Have I not given everything? My husband, my son, now my daughter, who she's all intended and believing is dead at this point." Um, it how much more can she pay a price for her people? And so Akeo tries to recover from that devastating blow. Namor, short, Namor shows Suri what he's fighting for, but they still are having a difficult time coming to terms with Riri Williams being handed over to Namor. In the meantime, Everett Ross, and we found out that Everett Ross is trying to help the Wakandans. We also find out that Val is his ex-wife, and Jordan had a theory that maybe these scenes weren't necessarily necessary to be in the movie, looking back on it, but because of William Hurt passing away as well, he feels like this could have been where Red Hulk maybe made his appearance, or that Thunderbolt Ross was going to make his next appearance. Excuse me. But because of that passing, we get this. I have a personal theory of that the reason why Thunderbolt Ross trusts Val so much to do these things is because she was married to Everett Ross, maybe his son. So maybe Thunderbolt Ross was Val's father-in-law at one time. And I know that people with the same last name aren't always necessarily related, but in comic books, it certainly leads you to believe that there's some sort of lingering family connection. But that's neither confirm nor deny my theory on that. But good theory by Jordan with William Hurt was probably going to be in this, but because of his passing too, that didn't happen. Shuri decides not to join Namor, and Namor comes and floods Wakanda, killing the Queen and him thinking he killed also Riri Williams. He said that he'll come back in 7 days after they mourn their queen. And basically, when he comes back, if they don't concede, he's taking everyone out. In the meantime, from then to his next appearance coming back to attack Wakanda, Riri Williams creates a better version of the Ironheart suit, so to speak, because when we seen Suri and Okeo first trying to approach her to bring her to Wakanda, she brought them to I'm not gonna say her lab, and she had put together Iron Man suit in there. And when they were attacked, it was funny. These two guys were like, "Oh, she's got an Iron Man suit," and she blasts him and flies away. My only nitpick about the Riri Williams thing is that initially I was like, well, how does she know how to fly it or whatever like that, and fighting it. But I guess I missed part of the movie. Jordan was saying that she was spotted using the suit, and I would imagine that she was testing the suit too. So that was my initial like, oh, I think I got him, but I was like, no, it would make sense that if she's building the suit, she's testing it. So I was like, never mind. But hold on, let me get a little. So basically, that secondary suit she builds looks really nice. As far as it on screen, this whole movie was shot beautifully. It looks great. The acting was, for the most part, really good. Um, I can't really tell. I can't really remember too many scenes where I was like, hurry up. It was paced. The pacing was fine for the most part. Maybe I felt like they maybe spent too much time doing the tour of Atlantis, so to speak. But at the same time, you're trying to show what Namor is fighting for, so I could give that a pass too. You have to give some sort of backstory exposition, being this was his first movie appearance. Um, so Namor comes, they attack Wakanda. Suri, in the meantime, discovers how to make a new heart herb out of the vibranium necklace, vibranium bracelet that Namor gave to her. She was able to form the heart shaped herb out of that. Her vision was of Killmonger because of the rage that she was matching that he had. They were the only two that have that rage in them because of Killmonger's father passing away, and then Shuri feeling the guilt of losing her brother and now of her mother. So that's why she didn't realize there was a bigger connection between those two, between them, than she initially realized. She comes out of it because this whole time she's not believing in the great plane of the ancestors and this and that. And now she realizes that it's true. All these legends have been true. And she takes over the mantle out of Black Panther, which everyone was assuming that was going to happen. Uh, that wasn't like a big surprise. So she devises a way to defeat Namor. She figures that the more she can try to dehydrate him, so to speak, and keep him away from water because his strength is in correlation to how close he is to water. She was able to weaken him and basically beat him into submission. Uh, I guess in a way, there was a plan in order for that to happen. It wasn't she just came and roundhouse kicked him and then he was done. She used her brain, which was her biggest muscle, in order to defeat him. So basically, now Namor accepts uh, to be allies with them. And when asked later on by Namorita why he submitted to them, he says, "One day the world is going to close in on Wakanda and they're going to need help and they're going to turn to us. And then that's when I'll strike against them." So that definitely sets up for future stories down the road. They save the day. Suri finally goes to Haiti to visit. I just want to make sure I get the name right. Nakia. She goes and visits Nakia in Haiti because Nakia has been there teaching and helping underprivileged children and families and what have you. And she decides to burn her ceremonial funeral dress that she wore as a symbol that they do to move on from that death, because to them, death is just only the beginning, so to speak. It's a jumping off point, as T'Challa would say. And then she learns that T'Challa had a son, and his name is also T'Challa. And it is the cutest little kid. I just want to pinch his little cheeks. So basically, we set up for definitely future Black Panther movies. Um, what's going to happen from here to the next Black Panther movie? Who's to tell? I would figure that they're going to take a while to age that kid up, so we may not see him as a Black Panther or able to accept the mantle until probably Black Panther 4 or 5 or Avengers number 7 or 8 or whatever. There's going to be plenty. Marvel movies ain't going away anytime soon, so we'll eventually see him take over the mantle of Black Panther. Uh, that was the end scene, and that was pretty much the movie. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 for Chadwick Boseman to have passed away so close to when they were going to begin filming and the script was done and everything. Ryan Coogler did a great job to rewrite the script, bring everyone together, print a beautiful piece of movie film out there, and I think everyone did the best that they could considering the timing of everything. I think they did Chadwick Boseman great. Uh, it's a shame that he had to leave us at such an early part in his life, but I hope that um, I hope that his spirit feels this movie did him justice. Because I think it did. I'm not saying it's the best Marvel movie out there, but out of this Phase 4 stuff, it's Spider Man Far From Home and then Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever really did its thing. It's better than the first in some ways with the CGI even and the emotional impact. For me, in the first one, it was Killmonger giving me the emotional impact. In this one, it was almost everybody giving me emotional impact. And yeah, I can't speak any more highly of it. That's what happens in the movie. And let me know what you think down below. And until next time, peace, Schnippums.